Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhum Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukasvarupaya Swamine Tapaharine. Yeah, dear devotees, we were discussing Narada's Bhakti Sutras, the aphorisms on devotion. Narada's aphorisms on devotion. And in the previous class, we did discuss about the first sutra. That is, Athato Bhaktim Vyakyasyamaha. So there, 4 words are there we have seen. Atha, Ataha, Bhaktim Vyakyasyamaha. So in the sutra, what is sutra also I had told, one more meaning is Suchyate iti sutraha, which suggests is called sutra. The sutras, they don't discuss in detail, but they only suggest the idea. Because probably in earlier days, people were sharp enough, they were well updated, they had enough information also. So by sutras, just they were kept as a remembrance, just suggesting the ideas, also it is told. Now in the Atha, we did discuss that it is a Mangalartha. It symbolizes auspiciousness. And also, Ataha means because. Because why? Thereafter, or because. We did discuss about the Ataha, the second word, Ataha. Thereafter means what? We have felt the need of it. The need of what? Bhakti, the need of devotion. We all feel the need of money in our life. We all feel the need of power position in our life. We all feel the need of mundane things, so many things in our life, no doubt. But it is not that all the time we feel there is a need of supreme love, that is devotion for us. It is not that we all feel that there is a need of devotion or knowledge for us. For an example, in the case of Ratnakara was a thief and used to kill the people, used to break their heads, and used to tell either whether you give the money or I will kill you. Like that, he used to take care of his family. And when Narada Muni came, the Narada said, my dear, you are doing all these things fine. By this, you are incurring sin. You are getting sin. Why are you doing all these things? The Ratnakara tells, oh, this is the profession, my profession. I'm supporting my family. Fine, okay. You are supporting your family by theft. But whatever the sin you are getting, do you think that all your family people also will share that? He said, yes. When they are sharing my earnings, they're supposed to share my the sin also. Then Narada says, it is not. But anyhow, you can go and inquire and come back. Then the Ratnakara says, my dear, you want to get away. You want to get away. You want to run away from me. That's why you are devising a plan. Now I understand. Then the great sage Narada says, no, I am not for that. If you want, you can tie me here only for the tree. I will wait for you. Then he was tied for a tree, and the Ratnakara goes and he discusses with his parents. See, till now I have never discussed with you how I am earning the money. This is the way, by killing the people. I am mostly, or if they don't give, I will kill. If they give, I will let them free. Such type of thing. By theft, I was bringing the money to take care of the livelihood. So do you also, apart from sharing the money and wealth, will you share my sin also? The parent said, my dear son, it is your duty to take care of us. So we don't share your sin. And when he goes and inquires to his wife, the wife also expressed the same opinion. The children also express the same opinion. It is your responsibility. It is your duty to take care of us. Hence, we don't share your sins. Then he got awakened. He never felt sorry. He never felt rejected. He never felt, okay, these people are not right. He never hated them, or he never tried to make them understand. he got awakened. What is the life? What is the square fact of life? He understood, and he came and he said, okay, whatever I was doing, it was not right thing. Now I understand. I need a better way of life. What can I do? How can I go about? Then Narada gives the Rama mantra. So they, Ratnakara, felt the need of the higher thing, higher value. So are we are also feeling the need of the devotion in our life? Yes. Then for such people, this Bhaktim Vyakyasyamaha, for such people, we shall explain, we shall expound what is devotion. Now, Vyakyasyamaha, one who knows Sanskrit, they will be able to understand it is in Bahuvachana, means it is in plural. In India, when the monks, they address themselves, they address as plural. So from this sense, because he's a great celestial sage, Narada, from this sense, is he using the plural? No, because Narada is also mentioning the views of some other great people, their views, their ideas on devotion. So as a result, he's using the Bahuvachana or plural. So whenever you go little deep in the sutras and all, these things you can understand. Now, we shall go to the second sutra. Sa Tvasmin Parama Prema Rupa. Sa, that bhakti, towards. Asmin, him, or this, Parama Prema Rupa, of the nature of supreme love. So, what is devotion has been explained in this sloka. So, what is devotion? Parama Prema Rupa. Rupa, it is of the nature, Prema, love. What type of love? Adjective is Parama, it is supreme love. It is of the nature of supreme love. And supreme love towards whom? Towards what? Because when we say love, when we say the moment when we say the love, we need someone else. Though I love myself, no doubt, but generally when we say I love, whom? I love things. I love people. I love my wife. I love my children. I love my husband. I love someone XYZ. So there is a someone other object, someone other person, we need it. So here it is Asmin they are using. The Narada is using Asmin means him. So he has taken the word, pronoun word, Asmin. He could have said, because his chosen deity was Narayana. He could have said, the devotion towards Narayana is the love towards Narayana can be the devotion. He could have said, towards Jesus, towards Allah, towards Ishvara, towards Mother Durga, Kali. Anything can be said, but he has very intelligently, he has used the word pronoun. Asmin is pronoun, him. So you can take anyone, whomever you like, you can be, you can take or you can fill up the blanks there. So the supreme love towards not a particular object, it is not particular person, it is towards him, that is about God. And what is that? That is called bhakti. So what is bhakti? What is devotion? It has been beautifully told in this aphorism, in this sutra. The devotion is nothing but the supreme love. Now, the question comes for some of us, why it is supreme love? It could have been love, fine. Probably parama, instead of telling the supreme, if you had used prema itself, so 3 words could have been reduced. Because when we were discussing about sutra, the definition of sutra, we said alpaksharam. How much ever possible in the very few letters, few alphabets, they try to tell. So if you had not used the word parama, 3 alphabets, 3 letters, he would have reduced, he could have reduced. Why is he using the parama? Prema rupa was enough, isn't it? No, we need it. Why? Because I love husband, I love my husband, I love my wife, I love my would-be, I love the children, I love power and position, I love my name and fame, I love my accomplishments, so on and so forth. We can go, give the big list. There also it is love, it is prema. So that is all worldly love, mundane love, love with the mundane matters. When you say parama prema rupa, that supreme love is towards the God and God alone. So to differentiate from the worldly love, this is the divine love. To differentiate from the worldly love, so the author, The Narada is using the adjective Parama. So in one word like Parama, using one adjective, how they are able to bring the idea in clarity. Because even in the Sutra, we had said Asandigdam. It should be told the idea should be conveyed in a very few letters, no doubt. At the same time, it should have a clarity also. There should be no place for ambiguity. Asandigdam, there should be no place for ambiguity. So by the word using Parama Prema Rupa, he is differentiating the supreme love is other than that. It is different from the worldly love. Because in the worldly love, what is their difference? A worldly love and supreme love. In the worldly love, I and mine is there. The tinge of I and mineness is there. The tinge of selfishness is there. The tinge of egoism is there. The tinge of possessiveness we can see. And more than that, it is of temporary nature. For example, I am loving someone. I am also temporary in nature. I have got a date of birth, and I have got date of death also. I am temporary. This body is temporary. I am loving some person. He or she is also temporary. 20 years before she was there. 30 years before she was not there. After 50 to 80 years afterwards, she will not be there. The lover and the loved is temporary in nature. And there's a lot of relativity and there's a lot of calculation in the worldly love for us. If my thinking and your thinking goes well together, then I love, otherwise I not. Somehow I felt that you have changed yourself, I don't love anymore. You have got possessions, you have got a lot of power position, that's why I used to love him. Now you don't have any power position, any placement, so I don't love him or her, whatever. So everything is calculative mostly in the worldly love. That's why it is called selfishness. Whereas in the supreme love, nothing is seen. It is with full love, unselfishness. But when you think that, okay, our love is unselfishness towards God, no, it starts with selfishness. It starts with our expectations, no doubt. But when this love, the devotion, when it is matured, it becomes unselfishness and unconditional and no possessiveness. And this is called prasada buddhi in Bhagavad Gita, and which is a part of karma yoga. Ishwararpana buddhi we say. Om Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Whatever I did, I shall offer to my Shri Ramakrishna because he is my chosen deity. If someone's chosen deity is Jesus, they can offer the fruits of action to the Jesus, someone for their Allah, someone for Rama, Krishna, whomever so. So we offer. Afterwards, we expect that everything should go in a proper way, or everything should happen in the way I think. So the moment we dedicate the fruits of action towards God, then we cannot think it should happen this or it should not happen like this. That is what prasada buddhi. The difficulties may come, happiness may come, sorrow may come, joy may come, sorrow may come, adversities may come, everything can go as I wish. Whatever it comes, I have to accept it in an equanimous mind. That is what prasada buddhi. So when your mind is matured, when you get a spiritual maturity, then you don't expect. It is full of free of expectations. So that is the nature of supreme love. When you get a supreme love, you don't expect anything. You don't have any possessiveness, and there will be no selfishness, and there will be no calculativity also. And also the one more meaning we can understand the supreme love, how? Because this love is connected with the God, and the God is supreme and is permanent. It is not that 100 years before he was not there and now he is there. After 100 years or after thousands years, after 10,000 years, he is not there. No, he is eternal and is supreme. That's why the love towards the God also can be considered or can be known very clearly as supreme love. And it is very complete. We can see very clearly in the life of Narendranath, as Swami Vivekananda in his young monk, when he was a young monk. Once Sri Ramakrishna asked, Naren, I have got Ashta Siddhis, 8 supernatural powers, Anima, Laghima, Garima, Mahima, and all we say. Anima means I can become like atom-like structure, the smallest tiny structure. And Mahima, I can be the biggest structure, like for an example. So like there are Ashtasiddhis. And generally, sages, saints, or common people who have done a lot of sadhana, they may get one, at the most two. By that they become very famous and they are considered as embodiment of God and they're worshipped and they've got fan following. Fine. But I didn't use of them. I didn't use any of these things. So do you want, Naren? I am ready to give you. I am ready to transfer this Ashtasiddhis for you. Naren immediately, instantly, he asked, Thakur, Master, does it help for my God realization? Sri Ramakrishna said, no. It may help you. It will help you to work for service, for service of serving the society. You have to do the mother's work. For that, it will help you, but it will not help you for your realization. Then instantly, Naren rebuked it and he said, rejected it. He said, no, I don't need it. So this is a person who has got the sincere devotion, sincere love towards God, sincere, who has got spiritual maturity, they'll be sincere in their approach. Imagine if we would have been with Sri Ramakrishna, if Sri Ramakrishna will ask us, what will say? Oh, Thakur, I feel blessed. I am so happy. Please give me. Let us be open. Let us be clear. Yes, you can give me one or two or whatever you feel. I am ready to take. I am very happy. Please give me. But whereas Naren said no. See, that's what the supreme love. When the love is matured, parabhakti, which we discuss afterwards, which we'll be discussing. When the spiritual maturity is there, we don't value the world, we value only the God and God alone. That is what supreme love is. That is the nature of supreme love. We can see in the life of Dhruva, a small person, a small child. We can see in the life of Prahalada. We can see in the life of Nachiketa. Of course, Nachiketa stands for self-knowledge. So all these things are the testimony for us to understand what is supreme love. Then the question comes, then Swamiji, we are all devotees. That's why we have come to attend your class. I have to make sure that next time you have to come to my class. So we are all devotees. Then where our love stands for then? Where is our devotion stands for? Or where our devotion stands? For this, Bhagavad Gita tells there are 4 types of devotees. Artha, Artharthi, Jignasu, Gnani. Artha, one who is in distress. Oh, there's a, I have been fired out. I've been fired from my company. I don't know what will happen tomorrow. So I have got a problem now. I'm in distress, great distress. Oh God, please save me. Please help me. Other than you, I don't have anyone else. And I have taken a loan. There was some problem in the house. There was a financial constraints. Then I pray for God. Oh God, please help me so that I shall get out from this financial constraint. Or I'm traveling somewhere. I'm in the middle, in the countryside where there is no one and I don't have my battery is not there for my mobile and my vehicle is giving problem. I'm in great distress. I have nothing to do now other than waiting for someone or praying for God. Oh God, please help me. Please let someone come and by that at least let me talk through their phone to the company or to the insurance company or whatever and let me take the help. So when we are in distress, we pray to God. Otherwise, we don't pray to God. So there are such some people, a class of people is called Artha. Then the second is Artharthi. He wants money. For an example, a devotee by name Upendra was there. Couple of times he used to bring sweets, he used to bring fruits, and he used to request to receive Thakur. But most of the time, Thakur used to reject that, no, I will not take the fruits, I will not take the sweets, you got, whatever you got, whatever you brought. Every time he used to feel bad. And Upendra used to say, am I such a sinful person? Where Sri Ramakrishna is not able to touch because he's the purest person, no doubt, but he's not touching me. Am I so much sinful? Then Upendra expresses with one of his other devotee that Thakur is not accepting my fruits or sweets. Please, You talk with him. What is the problem? Let me know. Let me try to rectify. Then the devotee goes and asks, Thakur, Upendra is feeling very bad about it. You are not accepting the fruits or sweets or whatever he is bringing to you. Why? He has done such a bad karma, anything in this life or in the previous life, because you can see everything, no doubt. So why are you not seeing it? Why are you not receiving it? He said, you don't know. This fellow, he wants to prosper in his business. He wants to become a rich person. That's the reason from that attitude, he is bringing the fruits or sweets. The moment I take, definitely will become the, rich person, no doubt. But from with such an attitude, he's bringing the fruits and sweets. That's the reason I don't want to take the sweets or receive the sweets or fruits from him. Then the devotee said, Thakur, you are all compassionate. He wants some wealth. He wants some prosperity. Why don't you give him? Let it be fulfilled. Why don't you give him? You have given so many things for so many people, and why are you, keeping aback yourself? Why are you not keeping away yourself, not fulfilling the wishes of Upendra? Then Sri Ramakrishna changed his mind when the Upendra, next time when he brought the fruits or sweets, Sri Ramakrishna accepted just a piece of a sweet he took, but in no time, Upendra became one of the richest person in Calcutta. He's called Artharthi. I want money. I want that. I want this. Such type of people are there. And the third type of devotee is Jignasu. One who wishes to know the truth. What is the ultimate truth? Who is the creator of this world? What is the ultimate truth? I want to know. Even such a person may approach the God. And the fourth is Gnani. He knows what is right. He knows what is truth and is trying to pursue in that path. He is called Gnani. So we can probably, in most of us, we are in this among this four category. Either we are Artha, only when we are in distress, we remember God. Otherwise, most of the time we forget. Or we have got so many lists, we have got so many needs. So we keep the list and we ask for God, please fulfill these things. Artharthi, we say. The third is Jignasu. If I am seeker, spiritual seeker, if I have to know the truth, what is truth, if I have to know who is God and all, I may fall under the category of Jignasu. The fourth is knowledgeable person who knows things already, but his knowledge is not complete in itself. And generally, bhakti has been classified into two groups. One is Gauni Bhakti or Apara Bhakti. The second is Para Bhakti. Gauni Bhakti or Apara Bhakti is preparatory devotion or preliminary devotion. At the beginning, most of us, we fall under this category. And the Para Bhakti is supreme love or supreme devotion. When the Narada, celestial sage Narada, is saying Parama Prema Rupa, he is speaking about the Para Bhakti, the highest devotion. It is the supreme love. So firm love, firm conviction that God and God alone is real and everything else is illusory. Such conviction who has got. From that conviction, whatever the love he has got, devotion he has got towards God, it is called Parama Prema Rupa or Para Bhakti. Then do you mean that then they don't earn the money? No, they earn the money. They don't take care of the family. They take care of the family. They don't lead the family life. Yes, they lead the family life. Then they don't give any value to the money. Yes, they give the value to the money, whatever is required, but they don't give over value to it. We need money. We need food. We need house. We need clothing. We need so many things to take care of our life, for our existence. We need it for that much we take, no doubt, but we don't. The real devotee doesn't depend on this completely. His dependency will be on God and God alone. He loves people, no doubt, but he depends on God. This is very, very important. He loves people because why? The people are the children of God. So he loves, he never hates anyone. He never hates the world. He never hates the people, either saint or sinner. He loves everyone because they are the children of God, but his dependencies always will be on God. That is the thing very important. And one more caution, probably we have to keep it in mind when we think of devotion, that we should not confuse the devotion with emotions. With emotions, we sing bhajans, we sing devotional songs. Sometimes some drops also come. So, but from that, we should not confuse. So emotivism is different from devotion. That we have to understand. Even the fanaticism is also different from the devotion. So what is devotion? It is told very clearly, it is a supreme love. And why it is supreme love? Because the love towards that is supreme reality, that is God. And also it is permanent in nature. It is not temporary, because the lover and the loved both are permanent here. And the third sutra we shall go now. It is Amrita Swarupa Cha. Cha and also. That means it is a continuation of the second sutra. What is devotion? The devotion is of the nature of supreme love. We know, we saw in the second sutra. In the third sutra, it is and also of the nature of immortal, Amrita Swarupa, or Parama Prema Rupa, and here Amrita Swarupa. So it is a continuation of the definition of the Bhakti. And also it is of the nature of immortal. Means one Bhakti, they are giving a definition which has got two main keywords here. One is Parama Prema Rupa, that is of the nature of supreme love, and it is Amrita Swarupa, it is of the nature of immortality. So how to understand this immortality? We have to understand. And why it is immortal? Because in the worldly love, if you see, in the worldly love, it has an end. For an example, I am loving such and such XYZ. I'm loving an X. Now I died and that love gets died. Or I am loving the person by name X or John, you can say, take the example of John. I used to love John. Now John passed away. Again, that worldly love gets ended there. I may cry for a few days, no doubt. I may feel morose for a few days, but the worldly love ends there. So it is temporary in nature. It is time and space bound. It is time bound relationships. And not only that, now I was loving John, no doubt. After a few days, somehow there was a friction between us, then my love may end. I hate him. I will never see your face, John. This is the last day I'm seeing your face. I will never see your face, John, I may say. So again, the world, though is there, but my love ends there. And someone says that, John is such and such a person, but you are getting cheated by him. Oh, is it? Okay, from today onwards, I will not love with John, or I will not love John, I will not speak with John, etc. Again, because of the faith has been broken, my love ends there. So like this, it is based on so many circumstances. It is based on so many factors. It is based on time. It is based on situations. It is based on circumstances. And it is also based on my personality. It also based on my mental perceptions, attitudes. So it all depends on so many things. Whereas the God's love, it is of not this nature. And by loving a person, I'm not going to become immortal. I'm not going to be changed much. However, I was mortal, and it continues same thing. But whereas when I love the God, and when that love becomes supreme love, Parama Prema Rupa, when it gets matured, what happens? I attain immortality. Means I will be free from the cycle of samsara, which is birth and as well as the death. So this is what important. So the God himself stands for the immortality, because God is permanent. In the worldly love, the lover and the loved both are temporary in nature, whereas in the supreme love or in the path of devotion, which we are loving the God is permanent. Thousands of years before the God was there, yes. Now is he there? Yes. After thousands years, after 10,000 years, after million years, whether God exists? Yes, God exists. So God is permanent, God is eternal, God is immortal. And the love towards him also becomes, when we start loving towards him, when we attain him, what happens? We also become immortal. So the goal, the end is the God here. The end is the God. So when the moment we attain, the fruits, what we get is immortality. So what is the goal of devotion? If you ask, from that one angle, we can think from the devotion, by loving God, what happens? We get immortality, eternal bliss, permanent bliss. Now I'm happy, Swami. Then how is it of different nature? Why you are saying it is permanent bliss, eternal bliss? Yes, now everything is conducive in my life, so I'm happy. But whereas suddenly some problem came in my life, will I be happy at all times? No. The money, name, fame, power, position, people, all things I'm happy, no doubt. But the happiness, whatever I get from the material world and material objects, everything is time bound. It cannot give the permanent happiness. It cannot give the everlasting happiness. I need not to reject them, but I have to understand the nature of the world and worldly objects, and I have to turn myself, turn my consciousness, turn my mind towards the God, because from that I will attain the immortality. I will attain the everlasting bliss. I will get the supreme bliss. We can see very clearly, even in the life of Mahapurush Maharaj, that is Swami Shivananji, the apostle of one of the monastic disciple of or apostle of Sri Ramakrishna. He tells that Ishvara Koti, who is called Ishvara Koti? Ishvara Koti means these people, they are already ever perfect. They have already realized people, they descend, they also come along with the God, along with an incarnation to help him. Like that, we have got 5 Ishvara Kotis among the monastic disciples, 16. Among the 16 monastic disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, we had 5 monastic disciples who are Ishvara Kotis. And now Mahapurush Maharaj, the Swami Shivananji, who is apostle of Sri Ramakrishna, he was not an Ishvara Koti. Now he says that by the grace of Guru Maharaj, by our spiritual sadhana, and by the grace of Guru Maharaj, now, though I was a Jiva Koti, any ordinary person like, now I have raised myself to the level of Ishvara Koti. Means I'm ever perfect from next time onwards. When the God incarnates on this earth, probably I may also come to help his mission. She's such a great person. They are called Prakritilaya Purushas, Adhikarika Purusha in Sankhya and in different systems of philosophy they are told. So in the worldly matters or in the world, the love is relative, whereas with respect to God, it is not relative, it is not subjective, it is objective, and it is also of immortal nature. So it is very important we have to understand, because we also attain the immortality. And now again and again I'm telling that if you have observed me, instead of saying it is supreme love, it is of the nature of supreme love. Why it is? Because here it is means what? Devotion is of the nature of supreme love. So now, based on this, we can categorize the devotion at 3 levels. What is the first level? Generally, probably if you remember my first class, what I had told, we all love people, we know already love, and we have got emotions. That can be, if you turn them towards God, then that is what devotion. Since already we know, so same thing, we can spiritualize it, we can divinize it by turning our feelings, emotions, love, worldly love towards God, then it becomes devotion. I had told, yes, it is true, but it is true only at the primary level. Earthly love is told, we all know that, and the highest degree of the same is mentioned. When you turn that earthly love towards the God, it becomes devotion, it becomes spiritual love. That's what we say. That is at the beginning stage, at the primary stage, at the preliminary stage. In the second, we understand that it is not exactly the supreme love, the bhakti, the devotion is not exactly like worldly love. It is something more than that, or it is something similar to that. The second, slowly, when our mind is purified, when we advance ourselves in our thinking, in the devotional pursuit, when we understand that the worldly love and godly love, it is not of same nature. The godly love is something, it may be similar, but it is something more than that. Then the third, when we understand, love means it is always towards God only, nothing else. Love means it is only towards God, nothing else. To that extent, we reach, on broader classification, we can say at 3 levels, this devotion can be classified. And also we should understand that bhakti, generally, how do we define bhakti? It is directing our mind towards the God. Yes, at initial stage, at a preliminary stage, it is true. But afterward, but it is not directing our mind towards the God. Rather, it is the mind permanently settling in God. That we can see in the life of Sri Ramakrishna. His whole life was spiritual laboratory. He saw first 4 years of his intense sadhana. He had a vision of Mother Kali. Generally, when we have a vision of a particular deity or our chosen deity, we feel that we have reached our goal, then our spiritual practice has been done, it has been fructified, and nothing is to be achieved. We feel that. But whereas in the life of Sri Ramakrishna, we see, after having the first vision of Mother Kali, he said that once I had, fine, but it is not enough. Whenever I think, I should have the vision of Mother Kali. So that for that reason, 6 months again, he continued his sadhana and he got a words from the Mother Kali that stay in Bhavamukha. Bhavamukha is the stage where he will be able to go to the transcendental experience, transcendental state, and also at the materialistic state. That is in the worldly thing. So his mind was completely settled in God. His mind was not directed towards God. Initially it is yes, but his mind was settled in the God. That is what bhakti actually. And why it is to be taken like that? Why should we understand like that? Because the God himself is the essence of that love. When we attain that supreme devotion, then we understand that the love and the lover and the loved, all the three are one and the same. The God and the God is the object of the love, and the love, both are one and the same. We feel that. That's the reason it is the mind permanently settling down in God. Now, what is real devotion? What is devotion we understood. There itself, what is real devotion we understand. But still, to have a clear understanding, better understanding, celestial stage, Narada Maharshi is explaining the number 4. What is real devotion in the number 4? Yellabdva puman siddho bhavati, amruto bhavati, trupto bhavati. Yellabdva, if you break, it becomes yat labdva. Yat, by which, labdva, by attaining, the attainment of, yat labdva, puman. Puman means Purusha. It is not, should not be taken as Puman means Purusha here. It is a devotee, or a human being, or a devotee. Siddhaha bhavati. Siddhaha bhavati. He attains perfect. He becomes perfect. Then Amrutaha bhavati. Amruto bhavati. When you break it 2 words, then it becomes Amrutaha bhavati. He becomes Himachal. Truptaha bhavati. He becomes ever satisfied. This is the, like, it is a like blue litmus test. We ourselves, we can understand now whether have we got para bhakti or supreme devotion at all. If you have got a supreme devotion, you will become Himachal. You will attain the perfection and you will be ever satisfied. This one Trupto Bhavati itself is enough for all of us to understand whether we have got real devotion with us or not. Whether we have real devotion means have we got supreme devotion or not is to be very clearly we can understand. By attaining that supreme devotion, para bhakti, what happens? He becomes perfect. He attains perfectness. He is ever fulfilled, ever satisfied, and he becomes immortal. He becomes immortal means he becomes free from the cycle of birth and death. No more birth and no more death. He is ever satisfied and everlasting. His experience will be with full of everlasting bliss. And here, the moment Siddhi means, again, whatever I told, the Ashta Siddhis, 8 supernatural powers, that should not be taken here. Here, Siddhi means that is perfection. So I think for today, this is enough. 3 sutras we have discussed. So by getting the supreme devotion, what do we get it? We attain the perfection, we become immortal, and we become ever satisfied. That itself is a blue litmus test for us to understand what is real devotion. And if a person attains real devotion, what happens to him? So we can understand ourselves whether we have got supreme devotion or we have got a still primary devotion or preliminary devotion.